In this video, we are going to discuss compound interest and the formula associated with that. So the formula is given at the top, and I have the variables listed and what they mean or what they stand for. So A is the amount in the account at the end of whatever specified time period you're looking at. P is the principal or the original amount. R is the annual interest rate in decimal form. N is the number of times compounded per year, and T is the number of years. So this is the number of times compounded a year. It's how many times they compound the interest. And so this can be a variety of things. So let's look at some common ones. Monthly, if something is compounded monthly, that means that it's happening 12 times per year. It could say, semi-annually. Semi-annually means twice per year, so that would be 2. N would be 2. It could say annually. Well, that means once per year, so N would be 1. Another common one is quarterly. And so if it says quarterly, that's 4 times per year, so N would be 4. So depending on what it tells you, that will be what you put in for N. And then again, T is the number of years. So let's kind of look at this formula and see how we can figure out our answers. So for the first one, let's go, there we go. Suppose you deposit $3,000 in a CD paying 6% APR compounded monthly. We have two parts. Part A, how much will you have in the account after 20 years? And part B, how much interest will you have earned? So let's look at the formula and see what we actually have. So here's the formula. Okay, so how much will you have in the account after 20 years? So I'm trying to find A. P is the original amount, so $3,000. 1 plus R is the rate, so 6% as a decimal is 0.06. N is the number of times it's compounded a year, and it says compounded monthly, so that's 12 times per year. I have another N up here in the exponent, and then the T is the number of years, and it says 20. And so once I put all that in my calculator, I will get the answer. Now be careful how you kind of put this in your calculator. You need to make sure you're careful with the decimal, the parentheses. So if you're trying to put it all in at once, like let's say in a scientific or graphing calculator, make sure you put your entire exponent in parentheses, or just do it ahead of time. So if you just go ahead and do 12 times 20, you'll see that that's 240. And so instead of putting that, you can just put 240 as your exponent. That will save you a lot of errors. You need to make sure you do what's in the parentheses first, then raise it to the 240th power, and then multiply by 3,000 in order to get the right answer if you're not able to plug it all in at once. Okay, so let's see what we get when we do that in our calculator. When I do the 0.06 divided by 12, I get 0.005, and I add 1. Then I raise that to the 240th power, and then I multiply that by 3,000. And I get $9,930.61. And so it doesn't tell you how to round, but since this is a problem involving money, you should always round to the hundredth because that's the cents, right? Dollars and cents is two numbers after the decimal. So how much will you have in the account after 20 years? This much. How much interest will you have earned? So in this case, what you want to do is subtract the original amount from the amount we just found in part A. So 9,930.61 minus 3,000, and that will give you $6,930.61. Okay, so now this is an example that shows you how you can use your formula if you're given everything on the right-hand side and you're looking for the A, and it also shows you how to figure out how much interest you will earn. In number 2, we're going to deposit $10,000 in an account earning 4% compounded weekly. And so this is going to be worked out the same way as the one above, with just different numbers, right? So we have A equals P is $10,000 this time. 1 plus R is 0.04 over N, the number of times it's compounded per year. Weekly, there are 52 weeks in a year, so we'll use 52. And then the exponent will have N 52 times 25 years. And we're just going to put that in the calculator and see what we get. Once I plug that in my calculator, I got $27,172.37. So that's how much will be in the account after 25 years under these circumstances. And then to find the interest, remember that you just take the total and you subtract what you deposited originally, and that gives you your answer. So we'll have $27,172.37 minus $10,000. And so the interest earned will be $17,172.37. Okay, so let's look at number 3. For your baby's first birthday, you plan to start a college fund. In 17 years, you would like to have $25,000 in the account. So notice that that's the amount at the end of the time period. You're going to be able to earn 4% interest compounded every 2 months. How much will you need to deposit now? So what I'm trying to find here is the principal. So I can use my formula and plug in everything I know and leave the P and then figure out what I need to do from there. So I have the principal, or the A, the amount at the end is $25,000. The principal I don't know. 1 plus interest rate is 0.04. The N compounded every 2 months. So that means it'll be compounded 6 times per year. So N is 6. And then T, you have 17 years. Okay, so let's look and multiply through everything on the right. Well, not really multiply. Let's do 6 times 17. So my exponent is going to be 102, right? So 102. So now what I want to do is combine what's in the parentheses. So I'm going to do 0.04 divided by 6, and then add 1. And then I'm going to raise that to the 102 power. Okay, and then what I have to do is do 25,000 divided by that without clearing your calculator. So don't write down a decimal approximation, because if you approximate now, it's going to throw off your answer at the end, possibly. So what you want to do is, if you have a calculator that you can do like 25,000 divided by answer, that's what you would do here. Okay, so if I do that, I would get $12,694.04. So that's the amount that I would need to deposit right now in order to have $25,000 in 17 years.